Today, we say thank you for trusting us to help solve your issues and tell your stories. That's the whole reason 2 Wants to Know is here.
Yeah, we make sure that we're busting scams, that we're breaking down those big headlines, that we're tackling those sticky situations. Sometimes it's a bad contractor, sometimes it's a new car that just won't work, or an apartment issue in dire need of a fix.
For the next 30 minutes, we are sharing stories of folks we've helped in the last year with problems big and small.
For example, the road to a newly made driveway should not be a bumpy one.
When a homeowner ran into some roadblocks getting it fixed, he called 2 Wants to Know's Kevin Kennedy for help.
At first glance, the new driveway and patio Adrian Harris had put in may look good.
Look at this. You see where it's already, this is a month old.
But upon closer inspection,
this is all going to crack. You know, it's already begun.
The cement work is substandard. In fact, it's not enough.
Look at this. That's not even an inch.
The edges already crumbling. Most of the driveway no more than 2 inches thick. It should be 4 inches.
It will not hold up to, the weight of my vehicle.
Less than a month after install, the driveway falling apart.
Who leaves something like that? In good faith, leaves something like that. It's crazy.
As frustrating as this is, the worst in the backyard. Crews pouring cement over the shutoff valve for the gas line.
There was a major gas leak here. From my understanding, there will be no way for people in natural gas to come out and shut off our gas line.
Adrian and his wife paying $5,300 for the driveway and patio.
It's not like we went for the cheapest person in town.
A partial refund requested. The company who did the work, MIA.
This is actually disheartening, because as you can see, we're doing work on this house.
After almost a month of silence, Adrian calls us. Our calls to the company answered. A settlement agreed to. A refund in the mail.
It was a huge burden off of my shoulders, off of my wife's shoulders. We are, again, just so elated, so overjoyed that we were able to finally get this done.
A new driveway going in a few months later. The cement around the gas line cut out.
None of this would have been done without the grace of God and with your intervention. So, again, we are deeply appreciative of everything that you have done for us.
Like cement, this case not settled quickly.
It took a while, but we got it done.
But in the end, the outcome is certainly solid. Kevin Kennedy, 2 Wants to Know.
So from bad concrete to a bad repaving job, Nancy Johnson paid a few $1,000s to get her driveway repaved. But she says the contractor did not do a good job, so she called someone else. The price tag for that, $13 grand. But once again, she says the work was subpar. The cover-up was patchy and rough, seams were showing, and there were some odd-looking spots in the pavement.
I called him and told him that I still was not satisfied with it, that I seen things wrong with it and that people were telling me things that were wrong with it and they should be fixed.
Nancy waited months for the contractor to come and fix it, but they kept making excuses. So she called 2 Wants to Know. After a couple of trips, the contractor made the needed changes. The new driveway finally complete.
Well, miles of Piedmont triad streets mean lots of opportunity for something to go wrong, right? In Greensboro, one problem area is Penry Road. Drivers say it's just a little too narrow. I want you to look at the cars crossing the yellow line because there really just isn't enough space to pass each other. One night, a city bus hit a truck. Video from the bus shows it crossed just over the yellow lines. We're going to see it here. No one was injured, but the bus whacked the man's side view mirror off the truck and onto the pavement.
I thought my window had broke or something, or I had ran over something, but then I looked to my side and I saw my mirror smashed up. I think it's just unfortunate, it's not fair, and still have to go through my insurance to get it fixed.
Well, the bus company would not take responsibility. The city claims the road meets the minimum requirements and they didn't investigate further. No refund that time around. But Hunter hopes this story serves as a warning. We all need to watch out.
In High Point, a neighborhood pavement problem is just about on every road. The homes are new, but the streets are crumbling, covered in potholes and grass. Almost 15 years ago, Syntex Homes started building Barrington Estates. The recession delayed development, and eventually a new builder bought the project. Neighbors say as problems started popping up, they reached out to the city. The city says a thin layer of asphalt was needed once the developer finally finished the job. Problem is, there are still empty lots. And the company that originally started the development all those years ago is long gone. The roads are now considered abandoned and it falls back on the homeowners.
Everything has been put back on the homeowners. So it's up to us, people who are laymen, people who don't do paving and engineering and development, to figure out how we're going to fix our roads.
The developer did have a letter of credit to offer some money for the repairs, but another problem, they were only offering $90,000. Estimates said it would take at least $200 grand to fix the roads. Part of that is due to the fact this project started so long ago and costs are just much higher now.
The city is trying to figure out some way to work with these folks. We cannot just come in and do the work. We cannot just come in and pay for it to be done.
For now, no solution in sight for these homeowners, and no one is stepping up to cover the full repairs.
Over in Stokesdale, the potholes and the ruts are annoying as drivers try to navigate a neighborhood road. But the bigger issue is a lack of the postal service being in their neighborhood. One day, the post office just decided they weren't delivering mail to about 20 homes on Sunset Acres Road. Then the garbage collector did the same thing. Decades ago, you'll have to know that the street was recorded as private, so it was up to homeowners to then pay for the pavement.
They won't come down in here anymore after 20-some years of me paying them money. And the mailboxes are up. You can see this is definitely something that would be grandfathered in.
You know, anything would help us out, because you just don't have a few people here and then we're struggling to keep it up.
Caused us all a problem, you know. I mean, well, we shouldn't have to do it. The state should come in here and fix us a nice little road to ride on.
Well, some neighbors relocated their mailbox. If not that, they have to pick up their mail about 3 miles away. What comes next? Unclear. Neighbors hope to get the road fixed so that mail and trash service can return. Well, checking the mail, it really is part of so many people's lives every day. For Linda Doggett, anything she does also involves her service dog, Sierra Rose. When the two were denied entry into a therapy class, she reached out to 2 Wants to Know's Kevin Kennedy.
Wherever Linda Doggett goes, Sierra Rose is close by. Linda has PTSD. She suffers from anxiety and depression.
I grew up in a very basic abusive childhood.
Rose, much more than a service dog. She's a 4-legged prescription.
It helps me try to keep from letting the PTSD and stuff like that overtake me.
Come here, baby.
Before Rose, Linda would rarely go outside. Even the thought of crowds or people was too much.
I start sweating. I have chest that's like pain. It's almost like you're going to have a heart attack.
With Rose, Linda can manipulate her world physically and mentally.
She gives me a circle of protection.
Like a shield, Rose guards and insulates, Linda often going to different therapy classes.
I pull in and I park and I walk in the door and a lady stood up and she said, "Stop."
Linda told she couldn't have Rose with her.
And I said, "That's against the law." And they said, the group said, "Well, we can't control it because it's not our property."
The organization standing firm, Rose can't stay.
And just because my medical equipment has 4 paws, I didn't feel like I should have been discriminated against.
Linda's sending us and the U.S. Department of Justice an email a few days later, along with the ADA policy for service dogs.
What they were doing was totally illegal.
We reached out to the organization, spoke with the director. 2 weeks went by. Linda sending us this email. Rose is now welcome, and he apologized for what took place.
I'm so grateful. I'm extremely grateful.
Good girl.
Linda still doesn't go out that much, but without Rose, she may never. This was a big deal.
Thank you very much. I don't think I could have done it without your help.
The real hero in this story doesn't wear a cape. She wears a bright red vest. Kevin Kennedy, 2 Wants to Know.
Such a cute pup. Everyone wants their home to be an oasis, but when the AC doesn't work or your living room is flooded, it is anything but. When fixes aren't getting made, 2 Wants to Know can step in to help.
I went without air for like 69 days, something like that.
I'm not okay with it.
To spend what we spend.
What finally got things fixed? Next.